This truth that I have learned opened my eyes and will open yours too. Watch until the end and take note of the main points. When I was a child, at times I'll get in trouble because I'll take those filled biscuits. Do you know what I'm talking about? 2 biscuits and filling in the middle. I'll open the package of biscuits. I would remove the top part. I will scrape the filling out. I'll eat just the filling. Leave just the biscuits without any filling. Of course, this would get me in trouble. This feeling, the sweet in the mouth that makes us to feel attracted, those biscuits. Today we can understand that this is the lie that comes as a feeling of sin. Every sin is filled with lies, delicious lies, attractive lies. Think with me. How can you fall for something that causes destruction, that causes pain, that causes even death, if not through a deceitful advert, a lie? The Word of God guarantees that sin leads to death. The wages of sin is death, but people keep falling into sin. Why? It cannot be other reason than that sin comes full and filled inside and outside with lies. The person embraces the idea of that sin as if it was the best deal in the world. And after the sweet taste leaves the mouth, the bitter falls into the stomach. Isn't that how adultery happens? Adultery is filled with the promise of an adventure, of a pleasure, of adrenaline, of novelty. It comes filled with the promise that it will be a great deal for you. But after the adultery, the betrayal being fulfilled, what is the real taste of it? Is the end of marriage, the lack of peace, the disrespect, the disappointment of the children, the destruction of the family, and so on. The loss of reputation, and so on and so forth, is what adultery causes. But the one who commits adultery or thinks about it does not think before committing the adultery. The same thing happens with easy money, whether through robbery or scam, some sort of deceit. The person falls for the story that they will make easy money. I will steal, I will make a scam, and nothing will happen because I'm very smart. No one will catch me, no one will find out. So the fascination for the easy money without you having to work for it, it's great, which is the lie that comes within the sin of theft. And after happening, the person is entangled, and many are imprisoned, others in cemeteries, and others who are not caught have no peace. They can live in a mansion, but they have no peace. They don't sleep well. They sleep with a gun by their side. Anyway, this is the lie of theft, as if this would bring any benefit. There is adultery, theft, and a more common example, there is the lie of the greedy eyes over food. Everybody can relate to this, the sin of gluttony. You look at it, you eat it, and you say, now nothing will happen. Later, I'll take a walk. No, Monday, I'll start going to the gym. Nothing will happen. Just one more slice of pizza. Nothing will happen. And later, cholesterol, problems, diabetes, without speaking about the clothes that don't fit you anymore. So lies always comes as a feeling of sin. No one falls for sin saying, I want to break my life. No, they fall for it thinking, I want to be free, I want to do what I like, I want to do what gives me pleasure. They fall for sin because they think that that will bring some sort of pleasure, freedom, sense of adventure. But when they wake up, they are already fallen. Sin is already in their system, in their blood, and they have to deal with the consequences of it. This is since the beginning. The father of lies, the devil, has always used lies to deceive the human being. This happened since the Garden of Eden. When he spoke to Eve, he mixed the truth with the lie, which is the preferred lie that the devil uses, is the half-truth. The half-truth is way more attractive than the open, widespread lie, because the half-truth has some truth, has a true part which makes the person to agree and say, yes, that's it. But there's another part which is the lie, that he adds as a feeling to make it attractive. So he said a half-truth to Eve, saying, God said that you should not eat out of any tree of the garden. It's a half-truth. God didn't say that. He forbids to eat out of the tree of the knowledge of good and bad in the midst of the garden. Eve correctly corrected that speech and said, no, God didn't say that. He just forbids us to eat from that tree in the midst of the garden, and said for us to not touch it, for us to not eat of it, otherwise we would die. Listen, she knew the consequence of disobedience, of sin. So the fear of death, the threat of death, prevented Adam and Eve to fall for their sin, was the truth in regards to sin. But the serpent had to cover that tree with a feeling. He had to cover the fruit with a feeling. And what was the feeling, the lie that he said? No, it's not like that. The serpent said to the woman, you will not surely die. God was just overreacting. God exaggerated. You won't die. In reality, God knows that in the day you eat of this fruit, your eyes will be opened, and you will see like God. You will be like God. Look at the lie there. The false promise, because Adam and Eve had already been created in the image and likeness of God. But the serpent promised them that there will be something else, the same pride, the same ambition from Satan, from Lucifer in heaven, who wanted to be like God. He passed this venom to the human being. No, you need to be like God. Why he's the only one who can be like that? Why he's the only one who can know and see all and forbid you? You should not be forbidden of anything. This was the talk. And then he said, you will be like God, knowing good and evil. So the few words from the serpent were mixed with truth and lies that you need to have a lot of discernment to detect it. When the serpent said, you will know good and evil, he was saying the truth. You will know good and evil. Because up until eating from that tree, man and woman did not know evil. They only knew good, the good things, happiness, peace, and etc. After that, they learned evil. Today, the human being knows evil. So in that, the serpent said the truth, but lied when he said, you will be like God, and you will surely not die. Your eyes will be opened. Once in reality, the humans became blind because sin blinds the person. The person cannot see. As I just said, adultery makes the person blind. Theft, sin blinds the person. It doesn't open the eyes of the person. It blinds them. And the person dies. They reach death. First, they reach death in life, and the true death, which is the wages of sin. If you want to overcome sin, if you want to resist sin, first, you must understand that every sin brings lies with it. Every sin comes with the feeling of lies. Detect lie in sin. Detect the lie, the false, deceptive advertisements in sin, and don't fall for it. Just as you police yourself, you prevent yourself from falling into a scam, am I right? You say, no, this is a scam, I won't fall for it. This seems to be a scam. You are alert. Only those who fell for it know it. Just as you police yourself to not fall for a lie or a scam, you need to police yourself 1,000 times more to not fall for the scam or sin. Sin is a scam, and it comes with amazing promises. Detect the lie, decide that you won't be stupid, you won't fall for the scam of sin, and resist. First the lie, because if you resist the lie, then you will know what is the truth about sin, and only if you are crazy that you will fall for it. And what about you? Have you already fallen for the deceptive advertisement of sin? Leave on the comments. Tell us, what was the lie you fell for it and you only realized it later? If today's video helped you and you know someone that could benefit from it, share it with them, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you may do so now. See you later.